Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here today to talk about the video that I did yesterday and do an update to what happened today with the migrants. Now, yesterday I did a video, I'm going to talk about it briefly, about migrants moving out of a temporary shelter. But they had to go into another shelter across the city of Chicago. Brandon Johnson went into a agreement with another company to house these migrants. Fast forward to today, they evict almost up to 30 migrants. And of course, one of the shelters that operates in Chicago pulls up, which is called the Salvation Army. Now, the Salvation Army charges 30% of rent, which I don't understand why other shelters did not pull up. But they have buses for them to go to the shelters. Now, the contract that I talked about were for Chicagoans and immigrants to go into shelters together. But here's the thing. Chicago shelters has rules, like you had to leave in 30 days, or you have to pay 30% of your rent. You couldn't come as you go as you please. But these rules are non and void because, of course, when Brandon Johnson went into this contract with this company, they took that away. So that means that you could come as you please and do what you want to do. And there's a lot of drug use, a lot of crime, a lot of theft, unprofessional employees in these shelters. And we have to be honest. So why would you evict almost 30 people out of a property instead of forcing the landlord to fix the property so they can stay? But that's not what happened. They took them out of this building and forced them to go into shelters. And they were paying rent, which I'm trying to find out where they get the money from. But they were paying rent. And some don't want to go into the shelter. And I don't blame them because I'm born and raised in Chicago. I know how the shelters are in Chicago. They are not safe at all. So I want you guys to check out this video and judge for yourself when you see the video and how they treated those people and those kids. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that notifications so you can get my videos, because I'm going to keep you updated onto what is going on in Chicago.
Questions remain after dozens of migrants in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood say they were forced out into the cold just one day before Christmas Eve. Some say they weren't even allowed to retrieve their belongings. But a spokesperson for the mayor's office says the building they were staying in is unsafe. Julian Cruz is live at the Chicago Police Department's 3rd District with the latest. Julian.
Well, Ben, city personnel converging on a large South Shore apartment building accompanied by a large presence of Chicago police officers. Spokespeople for the mayor's office telling us that the migrants are being moved due to safety concerns in the building, but members of the community telling us that the operation was both chaotic and heavy-handed.
I saw groups of children. There's ladies with newborns in their arms.
Neighbors distressed to see families in the cold at 74th and South Phillips the day before Christmas Eve.
They can't even get their coats out of their apartments.
Warming buses and the Salvation Army, among various city agencies, here to support what the mayor's office calls an evacuation due to safety concerns in the large South Shore apartment building. But the migrants telling us that there wasn't adequate notice.
Por ejemplo, yo no tengo ni pan de irme y tengo 2 hijos pequeños.
I have 2 small children, a migrant father tells us. One is 2 years old and the other 3, and I don't have anywhere to go. Others upset with what they say is a confusing situation and the abruptness with which city departments and police remove migrants from the building.
La mayoría hemos perdido documentos, ropa, zapatos.
The majority of us have lost our documents, our clothes, and our shoes, a mother of two tells us, anguished most especially by the inability to retrieve crucially important documents. We have paid a month for $1,200, and it's only been 10 days, this man tells us. Many confused about where they'll go and what happens to the rent money that they say they already paid at the large apartment building on the 7300 block of South Phillips. Spokespeople for the Salvation Army in a written statement say that there have been serious issues with residents in the building over the past month, and too many occupants moved into the building, causing deplorable conditions. Sources telling us that it was Chicago's building department making the call to evacuate the apartment building. 6 families, we are told, transported to the New Life shelter, others taken to the city's new intake center, and another group refusing transport to other area shelters. On the South Shore, Julian Cruz, WGN News.